on opposite ends. The S coincides with the alkali and alkaline earth metals, rows 1 and 2. Okay, and the P coincides with the latter half of the periodic table, pretty much starting at row 13 through 18, excluding helium. Helium is the only one that counts as 1s2. Okay, but everything here as discussed initially, so let me just erase that. Okay, oops, erased too much, but that's okay. But everything discussed initially, in terms of how they like to configure themselves, this is correct. It's just a matter of where on the periodic table, okay? And this is the only example of an S2 being filled, but it's on the 18th row of the periodic table, because although it's a noble gas, it's not going to fill its P shell. That's its S shell being filled. And neon, for example, if you want to write the full thing, you will fill up 1s2. So this is for neon now, okay? And this is the last example. I'll make sure we knock this down. It'll be 1s2 completely filled, and then it'll be 2s2 because lithium and beryllium are filled, and there'll be 2p6. That is neon. Okay. All right. So now that we've really hopefully battered that in, let's go on to the next question, please. Question 4. And now, how do you convert? Some more conversion questions. How do you convert 1.1? 1 and 1/4. So 1.25 gallons to liters. Now remember, same concept of always want to put what you're converting to in the numerator and what you're converting from in the denominator. So we have 1.25 gallons, which is 1 and 1/4, as I said. So we multiply that by something in gallons over liters. So let's see what our conversion table tells us. So in volume, there is 1 gallon is 3.78 liters. So 3.78 on top, and 1 luckily for us at the bottom. So then we multiply those two together. So 1.25 times 3.78, what do we get? 4.725. Just want to make sure that's a 4. All right, and we cancel out the units, and we get this. All right, and we don't really have to worry about significant additions because they wrote it as 1 and 1/4. So this is what we get, and if we broke it down, we really don't have to, but you can also put it in terms of the same fractions, but I'm sure no one wants to try to figure out what 0.725 is as a fraction. So with that being said, let's see what they did. They say 1 gallon is 4.546 liters will be used for this specific equation. Okay, so that's what they use there, and they do get a different answer, which is why it's important that if your instructor does give you a unit conversion sheet, go by that and don't just go to Google and search it up like I did for earlier questions. Usually when they try to present you with conversion, either it is stated in a textbook or they do give you a conversion sheet, because in chemistry and physics there are a lot of different things to be converting to and from, which is why. So just to double check I use the right one. 1 gallon in this page, 3.78 liters. So yeah, that is correct. Correct based on the factor they used. So the lesson here is that make sure you keep your factors constant. If you're ever not sure, ask a professor, or just go over your notes, because it would be unfair to give you conversion units. I mean, to give you conversion questions without the units. Like even the question we addressed earlier where we had to figure out the distance over time. Because if